Yo, what is up, gang? Hold on, that's the wrong background. What is up, gang? How are we all doing? How's everybody today? We are back with another one of these angry man reviews, every deck type streams. Hold on, let me actually start the slideshow. Bada bing, bada boom. How are we doing? How are we doing? We got Law. What's up, Law? How you doing, bro? We got Sausage. What's good, homie? Sausage, I think, didn't you win this one? Yo, congrats, homie. How's it going? It's going well. It is going well. I meant to do this stream yesterday, but got sidetracked. You know how we get. We sometimes we go on a side quest. Sometimes things don't happen. Angry Man, big fan of Angry Man. Big fan of being angry guy. I love that that's my archetype. I love that that's kind of the role that I've fallen into in the community, is just angry. I'm just an angry guy. That's that's my role. But we're back at it. It was me. Yo, congrats, Sausage. Can we get a congrats to the spiciest of sausages in chat for winning the app tourney? But yeah, we're back at it. I think it was kind of a good. Hold on one second. I just got a weird text. I just got a text that the burglar alarm at my parents' house just went off back in Michigan. And it's like, well, hopefully they're not getting robbed right now. More than likely, they kind of just probably walked in and they forgot to turn it off. But anyway, what's up, gang? Let's hop into this because we got a lot of decks today to go over. There's some really cool ones. I haven't really looked over any of these. So if you haven't looked over the deck lists yourself, you're gonna be as surprised as I am, because I have not looked at any of these. Shout outs to Law for putting this all together, compiling it for me. We've got literally every deck that entered in this tournament, and we're just gonna go through and review it, kind of like we did last time. If you weren't here for the last stream, we went over every deck that was submitted to the previous webcam tourney, and we just talked about it and just said, you know, here's why some of the decks did well, here's some why they maybe not did so well, and it was pretty fun. We got some good feedback saying that this is probably something the community might value, so we're doing it again, and we're going through every deck. So yeah, a lot of really unique decks top. I've heard, so I'm very excited to go over it. So let's take a quick look. From the note that Law left us, are app tournaments even real? These lists are going to make some heads hurt. Well, I'm afraid. So that is foreboding, to say the least. Okay, what is this slide? Order. Discuss deck types in order of. We will discuss. Yeah, I mean, you guys know the drill. We're discussing all the lists. We're discussing every list. We're going to be going through Swiss first, then moving on to top 8. And just going over literally every deck. Archetypes are grouped together when possible. Yeah. So here's the breakdown. We had 33 players, so much lower turnout in the app tournament rather than the paper tournament. That's about not quite half the size, but you know, a decent chunk less. Like, so if it was like 50, what was it, 58 last time? This is 33 players, so quite a significant like dip. But hopefully this is still some good data. So we got, once again, kind of a similar breakdown to what you would expect. 7 Earth Nexus, still the most represented deck. But this time the breakdown was a little bit more diverse, with 5 5s, very fitting. 5 5s, 3 Solars, 3 Rhinosects, 2 Vault Tempest, 2 Artifact Box. No idea what Artifact Box is. I assume Artifact Box is like a big pile of artifacts. And then we had 1 Bear, 1 Burn Mill, 1 Change Position, 1 Chronodile, 1 Draking, 1 Flame Moth, 1 Fungide, 1 Scorpion Burn, 1 Thunder, 1 Wasp Ivy, 1 Water. 1 Water is crazy. But let's start this off. Let's start by looking at Earth Nexus, our Demeter, our queen. God bless her, here with her funny little links and the Power Ranger. Starting off, we got absolute last place. Gotta love to see it. Last place. Suck on that, Josh. Earth worst deck. Earth worst deck. Confirmed. 0-2 drop. Earth Nexus. Main decking Kreisbohr. So I don't think that main deck Kreisbohr is a little bit weird, but Kreisbohr in general isn't too weird. It's not too weird. Because I know Josh has been experimenting with, siding it. So cool card. Interesting to see it in the main. As with a lot of the Earth decks we saw last time, a lot of them are very copy-paste. So this probably won't be too interesting, but let's take a look, see if there's anything weird here. Obviously, the Kreisbohr right away is a little bit strange. But the rest, we got our usual suspects, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. So 20 dudes, maybe a little bit heavy on the dudes, but we also got Lavalith chilling in here. Lavalith's not a bad card, so I could see it, I guess. But here's where it gets weird. We get into the runes. We got 1 EQ, 2 Demeter, 2 Floy. That's all normal. 3 Ambro, 1 Laurels, and then 11 counter runes. Here's the interesting thing. No main deck Tsunami. There is no main deck Tsunami. Instead, we're maining Shield. That's a little bit weird, especially considering that Shield is really only good into Dracking right now. But they are siding the Tsunamis, and they're doing 2 for 2, so... Okay, maybe this player was expecting a lot more Dracking. Once again, we do see... The thing that I'm always going to lose my mind over every time we do this is spirits in the side that just don't make any sense. The one Leviathan for 2 Tsunami, like, I can get behind that. But why are we playing an extra Zaptor in the side? Why couldn't this have just been down here? Why couldn't this have just been down here? So again, inefficient siding, very, very common for us to see that. The only real weird thing I see in their side is Nectar. Not really sure why we would side Pot of Greed over just maining Pot of Greed. And if it didn't make it into the main deck, I don't know why it's on the side. But overall, this seems fine. But this is our lowest performing deck at 0-2 drop. Now we're going to shoot up the rankings a little bit and go to 21st place, 2-3 drop. So they did play out a majority of the tournament until they went X3 and then dropped. And this it appears to be Thunderstorm Earth Nexus. So we have our main cast of usual suspects, except for 2 Astrabbit. No! Please, God. I don't know what it is with, like, people taking out the 3rd Astrabbit, but please, please, just play the 3 Bunny. The Bunny is good. Please. Please. Please, keep the Bunny in your deck. But other than that, pretty usual suspects. We do see the Joltons have appeared. Kind of interesting to see Jolton has appeared into a deck. Like Earth Nexus, maybe trying to get the field spells. I think field spells maybe have improved as time has gone on. So, not too unsensible, but a little bit non-standard, I would say. And then the Edwards in the main, again, not a bad include, just maybe not part of the usual lineup for Earth. No, hold on. We have the standard 11 counter runes, but the interesting inclusion of double Thunderstorm, I don't actually hate that. I actually think that that's pretty solid. I'm not gonna lie. I think that that's pretty good. But maybe where this flies off the rails just a little bit is we're not maining. We're actually just not playing Earthquake. Or no, hold on. Yes, we are. I'm lying. It's right here. But we're playing 3 Demeter, which, as we've seen before, is not as common in the higher performing Earth Nexus lists. Usually 2 seems to be the preferred ratio right now. So the 3rd probably could have been replaced with maybe another counter rune. Okay, fair enough. The side deck seems fine. We're not over-siding on spirits, but we are siding redundant copies of Searchers. These could have been Vertiliths, but, maybe this is a didn't have the cards moment. Not really sure there. Maybe those could have been the Edwards in the side, and then these could have worked their way into the main deck. Maybe that would have been more consistent. Really interesting to see that they're not only on Blizzard, but also on Divine Blessing. Really curious as to what's going on here. They're clearly being mindful of back row. That's really cool. And I don't think that that's a bad change. Laurel's in the side instead of the main. Laurel's probably could have come up to the main. But overall, this doesn't seem like anything's too out of place. The Thunderstorm's a cool include, but unfortunately 2-3. Now we're going to once again jump up pretty high. We're in 11th place, 4-2 Earth Nexus. So let's see how this is deviated from the previous two. We have, once again, our usual suspects, though. Very standard lineup here of 3-2-2-2, 3-3-3. You know, all of your regular guys. Pretty standard rune lineup. But this one much heavier on the counter runes, so this makes sense. You know, more defensive cards lets you actually have a little bit more staying power. Makes sense. Control your board position. Very standard Earth Nexus main deck. No comments. Perfect. Looking at the Spirit deck, also very, very straightforward. I like that they have moved one Flurmine into the core Spirit deck, and they're only siding one to free up space. That seems good. This also allows them to play around Cryoblasts game 1, potentially. You know, no comments there. One Owloon for 2 Dense Fog. That seems very good. 3 Cryoblasts for the 2 Flurmines. Again, seems fine. The Boombats, no extra spirits. Double Cryspore, that's a little interesting, but again, I see where their head is at. Double Feloy, and a Tsunami. No Vertilith is interesting, but overall, pretty solid list. Pretty solid. I think that, you know, really no notes here. We got now 9th place, another 4-2 Earth Nexus. This one is also maining the Cryspore. So let's go to our last place Earth Nexus, maining the Cryspore. Maybe a little bit wacky, a little bit goofy. Maybe not that wacky, not that goofy, because 9th place was also maining Cryspore. Thanks for review. Hey, I got you. Cryspore was on a lot of lists. I swear something is in the water. I don't think anything's in the water. I think Cryspore is like pretty valid. Like, I think that this card's like real. And I know that we discussed it last time. I know it was in Josh's side last time. So potentially people might have drawn inspiration from that. Not sure. Can't really say one way or the other conclusively. But I think Cryspore is pretty valid. Another copy of Earthquake. Pretty good card. So maining the Cryspore, don't hate that. Lots of the usual suspects. One interesting thing to note is that there's only one Moss Station here, and instead of seeing 2 Moss Station, 2 Mudlet, we see 1 Moss Station, 3 Mudlet. Interesting. Nothing too weird about that. And then the second Rummagem has been traded out for the Cryspore. Give us the same dude count as in other lists. The rest of the list seems identical to all the other ones. Looking at the Spirit deck, I think this is identical to the last Spirit deck. Yeah, it is. So the key difference here is in our side decks. We have 2 Owloon for 3 Dense Fog. Again, I don't think that that's the correct ratio. I talked about this on the Solar deck profile that is up on the Alestronauts channel. If you haven't seen that, go check that out. But kind of the theory I've developed, at least with the math, is that for runes specifically take a lower amount of spirits than dudes. So like, let's imagine this this ratio math for a minute. You have in your hand, or in your deck, you can either play 3 Dense Fog or 3 Spectrus. Well, if you play 3 Dense Fog, you only need 1 Owloon, because that's the price of activating and resolving a Dense Fog, and theoretically, the Dense Fog should do all the work that it needs to do before you need to play another one. However, if you were to play Spectrus and then walk into like a shield or a tsunami and get it killed, if you have another Spectrus, you need that extra Owloon to get some work done. So if you have the shield, like they shield it, you can't now play it again without the second Owloon. So for dudes, you would want 2 Owloons, but for runes, 1 is just fine because it's going to resolve unless they have Chains of Prometheus, and then in that case, you just heal back the Owloon anyway, so it's fine. So in this specific deck building instance, I think that this is maybe one of these theory points that we can talk on, where it's like, well, you don't necessarily need, 2 for a 3 of, right? Unless you're, doing something different. So personally, I see them siding the Galaxies here. And to me, it seems like they're swapping out Galaxy for Tsunami in the Draking matchup. That seems smart. That seems good. But potentially they could have, put in another Water Spirit here so that they could put in the Galaxies and keep the Tsunamis in, maybe against like 5s. I don't know. Just a thought. But overall, pretty solid list. I think the Zeus included might be a little bit goofy, but doesn't seem bad. I've played against it before. Seems pretty decent overall. I do like the third Floy on the side. Pretty decent side deck, I'd say. Okay. So that's all the Earth Nexus. I think we saw that there were 7 Earth Nexus in the tournament, and that felt like, well, only 4 or 5 deck lists. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so my inference from that is that 3 probably topped. So that makes some sense. So before we move on to the next archetype, this is your chance for questions, comments, concerns, etc., etc. Before we continue, I think the thing that it's kind of hard starting with Earth Nexus as the deck to talk about, because Earth Nexus is a pretty solved deck, right? But one thing that we can see here is that the more coherent side decks, I would say, the ones where we're not like saying, oh, why is this here? They're also the ones that performed a little bit better. So makes sense to me. More focused siding leads to better results. I think that's what we can take away from the Earth Nexus bit. Feel like you can finagle this list to have 0 spirits inside? I agree. I think that most decks you can finagle to have 0 to 1 spirits in the side. I think 0 to 1 is probably the right number. 2 is about where I would say, okay, cool it. And then when you start going to 3 or more, maybe you need to rethink your strategy a bit. Better players also create better sides. This is true. I think that is one of the keys takeaways that, and it sounds obvious to say, right? Good player mean better deck, right? But also better deck mean better result. So even if you aren't bestest player, having betterer deck lead to betterer, gooder result. So if you can take away anything from this, it's to say, let's think about our siding a little bit more to see if we can come up with something a little bit more optimized, and maybe that will help you out over the course of your run. Something to consider. Talk about how Thunder, which is already God tier, got even better. Maybe when we get to Thunder. Let's move on to 5s now. Sorry, I have to chug my Red Bull to get through all these decks. You know how it is. You just got to be locked in. So let's start with our first 5s deck, which the lowest 5s in this tournament, interesting data point, went 3-3. The worst performing 5s went 3-3. Interesting to note. Side deck is for meme cards, parentheses, yes, I suck. Yeah, what's up, Slumpy? That's awesome. So here's an interesting thing that we see is that this appears to be 5s, but this appears to take inspiration from the previous, like the Jayak 5s that we saw. How long ago was that? Like 2 weeks, 3 weeks ago? Maybe, was it a month now? Where they're playing the small Earth Nexus engine within the 5s deck. So potentially that is a variant that we're going to see pop up and continue to pop up. I don't know. I haven't seen the rest of the lists, but cool to see that it's returned. Unfortunately, it went 3-3 this time. But just pretty standard things. You got your good water dudes, your Edwards, your Galaxies, your Mustations, your rabbits, your boom bats as extra removal spells, your chicks for the Demeters, chick being a pseudo 5, effectively a 7. some removal cards, your 12 runes. Very, very standard deck. This deck is basically a Frostfall deck with Edward in it. Moving on to the Spirit deck. Spirit deck looks pretty straightforward. Nothing, no real notes there. Looks solid. You got a nice little split of your spirit types. All very good. Important to give yourself extra water, so that stuff like your rabbits or your Elichics can be water if you need them to be. Yeah, seems solid, but interesting to note the lack of like proper 5 dudes in this deck. Looking at the side, we again see the 2-3 Owloon Dense Fog split. I don't think that this is correct. I think that this is only the correct math if you're playing 3 Spectrus. So 3 Spectrus, 2 Owloon, good. 3 Dense Fog, 2 Owloon, not so good. Not so good. And I think we're probably going to see this as a recurring trend. So I'm curious to see if in higher performing deck lists we'll see more of what I would expect in the spirit ratios. We got the extra Zaptor here because we're siding a lot of Thunder Dudes. But with these Thunder Dudes, you know, again, we see kind of redundant cards pop up. The 3rd Equilynx, 3rd Boombat, 3rd Elichic. You know, potentially these cards could have found their way into the main if they're really necessary, so maybe not waste side deck space on them. Would have been nice maybe to run Quackle, especially since this is the app tournament and we don't have to worry about card availability. And I think I made like a comment a little while ago about like card availability, and I remembered that we are on the app tournament, so yeah. So yeah, I think that the Quackles could have been in here. Anyway, we are here to 13th place, 4-2-5s. We got 3 Moss Station, 3 Must Station, 3 Edward, Jutagua, Galaxy, Viserys, all of our usual suspects. Interesting to see that this list played Moss Station where this one did not. So giving us kind of more of the traditional like big body part of the big body beatdown, as they tend to call it. And then we also have the Spirit deck. The Spirit deck here is interesting because they only play three Zaptors with the 3 Astrabbit and the 3 Boombat. That seems great to me. I love that ratio. You know, I've been a fan of this ratio. But then we look at the side deck. The side deck's really funny because this is another case of like, well, maybe this player didn't know that we're allowed to have 15 cards in our side now. Yeah, because this is a 12-card side deck. We saw this a little bit in the last tournament as well. So it seems like they handicapped themselves a little bit, but you know, it didn't stop them too bad. They still went 4-2. Love to see that. And we do see the 2-1 ratio now for Dense Fog to Owloon. We see the Veritaqua popping up again for potentially removing some big threats. Vertilith is an interesting include, but not too out of place. We're playing a lot of Earth. So it makes sense. Seems good. Moss was massive for me in quarterfinals, changing to defense after stopping Archlith from getting played. Yeah, that is, I think, one of the big upsides to Moss Station right now, is allowing yourself to be able to play around those Archliths by just, like, going back to defense and letting yourself get in attacks that you otherwise would have had to have given up on. So very, very cool. So this was 10th place. We now have 5s featuring the Tukas, or the Veru package, as Law has named it. And oh my god, there's so many guys. So hold on. So let's count the progression. Maybe this is the trend that we're seeing with our 5s deck. So this 5s deck played 21 guys, it got 18th. This 5s deck got 13th, it played 23 guys. This 5s deck got 10th place and played 26 dudes. Oh my god. 26 dudes is deranged. Like, just that is psychotic. But I guess you can consider the Tukataquas as like removal spells, I guess. So like it's not that crazy, but that's a little crazy. Also, 3 Spectrus, 1 Owloon is very ballsy. So this is like the inverse of what I was talking about before, where this would make sense if these were dense fogs, but these are Spectruses. And it's very funny that we have the second Owloon for the dense fogs, but not the Spectruses. It's so backwards. We really got to put out a PSA video on like which ratios go with which cards, because like I feel like the nuance is like disappearing from the conversation somewhere. Like the nuance is getting lost, and people just see like card to spirit. Like I feel like people are looking at card to spirit and not like which card it is to the spirits, if that makes sense. Because there's a difference between dense fog and Spectrus. Just don't get shielded 5-head. Yeah, that is the difference actually. But this still went 4-2. They still did good, so you know, maybe they just managed their resources pretty well. That's really all I can say, is that maybe they just managed their resources well. But I don't know personally about cutting another Mustation and another Galaxy for like Spectrus or the Tuca that only has the one wind spirit. Also, looking at the side deck, the side deck's really interesting here. So I like this. I like the Pandora's Box. I'm pretty sure that that's for like Draking or either Draking or like Edward Ascensions or something. So that, you know, that's solid. The Mudslides are super interesting. I still don't get why people try to run this card. I don't know what matchup that's for. And then the 3 PTA. I think potentially we could have maybe optimized by putting in the PTAs into the main and maybe putting these Spectruses somewhere else. You know, and then, but I do like that they did run the correct ratio of 3 Cryoblast, 1 Flare Mine. I do like that. That's very good. Like that. Proof of that. Anyway, let's move on to the best deck ever created, the best deck in the world, Solar. Before we move on, chat, very important comment that I haven't made yet. Remember to go like the stream if you haven't already done that. Please like the stream. It helps people find the stream. It helps the channel grow, and it makes me feel like you like me. And you know, I thrive off of the validation of strangers on the internet. So if you could just click the button, please click the button. I'm begging you, please click the button. I need this emotionally. It's been a really rough week. Just click the button. Just click it. And while you're down there, if you see the little funny thing that says subscribe, click that one too. And then click the like button. And if you ignored it because you were so overwhelmed in a fit of passion, by listening to my desperate pleas for attention. Thank you. You'll cry when you see my list, but there's a method to my madness. Please don't make me cry. Please, did you not just hear me like say that it's been a rough week? Don't make me cry on top of it. Remember to like the stream if you're gonna make me cry. Please. So 25th place, Solar, 1-2 drop. Let's go, baby. Not playing out the whole tournament. We went 1 true drop. We're doing something better with our day. Let's go. Come on, baby. Let's go. Let's take a look at this. This doesn't look like too insane. You know, 3 Edward, 3 Rabbit, standard dudes. Sure. 3 Cybermaul is interesting, as well as double Heliolith. So we're definitely going for like a Golden Fleece kind of sub-engine here. I don't hate that. I've definitely tried that before. And it's definitely not something that I like despise. So sure. And then we got kind of our usual suspects, our double Drats, our 3 Lumaru, and our 2 Lustragon, as well as 2 Nebuleo. Nebuleo doesn't feel like it's getting much value here because there's not like a bunch of Nebuleos or First Lights for them to add, but you know, maybe. Sure, I could see it. Earthquake, sure. Double Fleece, double Apollo, triple Temple. Double Ambrosia, double Nog, double Alter, 3 Gaze, and 3 PTA. So some quick comments I can make is that I know where this player's head was at, because I had a list that looked very similar to this very early on. And, you know, it tested good for a bit, and then I decided I hated it. But, you know, I think that they're still in, like, kind of the developmental, experimental stage of grappling with Solar and, how bad, I mean, fantastic the deck is. So, you know, yeah, I get it. You know, I can empathize with that. Maybe more counter runes would have been beneficial here. You know, maybe swapping things out. One thing I will say is that the Cypher Maul doesn't feel that good because you play it, you activate your Golden Fleece, and then you have to pass. So Cypher Maul doesn't feel that good. However, Argo does feel pretty good in this type of a variant, I would say. Because you can proc it on the opponent's turn, and then you can play your Heliolith without having to pray to God that your card sticks on the board. So that makes sense. Also, the double Apollo, I went through that phase too. Let's take a look at the Spirit deck. Thank God it is not 20 Solar dudes. Oh my God, 20 Monkey Solar. Thank you, God, that we have found a player that did not immediately jam 20 monkeys into their Spirit deck. Thank you. Actually decent Spirit deck. Love this. Excluding Tsunami is a little bit strange because it's not in the side deck. 3 Pandora's Box, maybe a bit excessive, but you know, I get it. Again, we see the double Owloon, triple Dense Fog, double Flare Mine, triple Cryoblast. You can cut those spirits in half, and there's your Tsunamis right there. You know, we can fit them in. It's the same Spirit comment that I always make. He hasn't seen 22 Solar yet. What do you mean 22 Solar? What do you mean 22 Solar? Don't you dare tell me that someone queued up with a Solar deck that had 22 Solar spirits in it and still lost. Because I will abandon all hope in this deck if that happened. Please God. Anyway, let's move on. Now we have our higher placing, our 1-3 Solar. 24th place, 1-3 Solar. Okay, so let's take a look. This is a little bit more similar to you know, some of the other variants of Solar that have been floating around. We got 3 Rabbit, thank God, 1 Celestlio, double Drat, triple Exaltus, which was a very early ratio that I was on and have since dropped. 1 Lestragon, 1 Nova Core, which is very interesting. I'll just be honest, I think this card sucks ass. I think Nova Core is very bad, but it is cool. I do love this card. It is very pretty. 1 P-Gleam, sure. Triple Plucky, triple First Light, triple Apollo, double Temple, 3 Ambro, triple Altar, and then heavy counter-written lineup with Divine Blessing. One comment I'll make immediately is I think the Divine Blessing is not insane. It was something that I was definitely testing pre-ban list in Solar and was liking a lot, was running Divine Blessing just naturally in Solar. I do think that this deck definitely is short of dudes, right? So one of the things that we can say about deck building in this game is you cannot count Ascensions towards your dude count. Like you want like 16 to 20 dudes, somewhere in that range, but you don't count the Ascensions when you start counting for dudes. So if we take out the Ascensions, that's 3 Ascensions. This deck is playing a whopping total of 12 dudes, and none of them have offensive stats. Every single dude in this deck is 3 or lower. Your strongest dude is Exalter or Exaltus. I think I know where the problem is. Frankly, unfortunately, this is kind of like the Solar issue, is that you got to commit a lot of space to dudes that don't have offensive stats, and you want to play a lot of runes in this deck. And unfortunately, I don't think this caster chose to supplement those issues with dudes that have stats like we kind of see normally with like Edward or Lumaru. Instead, they just played First Light. Maybe don't play First Light would be my comment on this. The Spirit deck seems very wacky. It's a little bit all over the place, but I don't dislike it. I actually like it a lot because they're pre-boarding all of their spirits. Very intelligently, they're pre-boarding all of their spirits. However, the ratios are a little bit wonky. So you have 2 Thunder for 3 Rabbit plus 2 Boombat. That seems a little light. 2 Owloon for 2 Dense Fog. 1 Leviathan for double Tsunami. That's like kind of acceptable, but what if we want to water enchant a dude? You know, like that's not an option now. And then I do like this ratio though, the 1 Flare Mine for triple Cryoblast. So some things I like here, some things I dislike. Peem is a 16. Peem is a 16. That is true. Peem is the biggest Celestial in the game, technically. Just don't have a field spell up. I will cry. And then so technically they've optimized their side deck because they have fit 15 cards into their side. So there are some things I do like here. I think that maybe we could have fit some of these cards like another PTA or Laurels into the main, and also found space for more dudes. And you know, I think it probably would have been okay. It probably would have been all right. Don't do a water enchant dude when none of them are bigger than 3. Yeah, but you know, maybe we could have played a dude who was bigger than 3. Maybe we could have done that. Maybe, you don't know. Maybe we could have water enchanted this Celestial. You don't know that. Also, we're playing more Ascensions in the side, which is a little deranged. Also, another Peegleam, sure. But, you know, some decent ideas here. But I think this deck just suffered from not enough dudes. Which, frankly, is kind of a problem that I think a lot of decks fall into in Elestrals. It's either too many runes or too many dudes. No in between. My old friend, the cows. We're at our 2-3 placement, 22nd place, Cow Solar. Now, first things first, this looks like a good cow list. I have to give credit where it's due. This looks like a well-built cow list. The problem is that it's a cow list. So if you haven't heard me yap about these cow decks before, the problem with Cow Solar is that Cow Solar plays too many solar dudes. There's just too many dudes. There's not enough good dudes. It literally plays no dudes other than solar dudes. And I'm just noticing in the side deck, we're siding the extra 2 Luminapes. Which means that this is technically post-side. This is 20 solar Cow Solar. God damn it. No. Oh. Yeah, cows. Josh, get out of here. No, the problem is not that it's too good. Josh, aren't you driving? Go back to the road. Focus on the road. Get out of here. God damn it all. Anyway, 10 out of 10, too many cows. Those are my main comments. The Spirit deck, it's just more solar dudes. I mean, I think the only thing I can say about this deck is there's just too many fucking solar dudes in it. There's just too many solar dudes. Pick another color. Please. Look at how much space you have in here. Please, just pick other dudes. Please. All right, we're moving on. Rhinosect. Thoughts, comments, concerns. Josh was just looking at the cows in the pasture while driving. True. He was just looking at the cows. Oh, I can't believe I didn't notice that. Church doesn't see the vision. I never see the vision because I've been blinded. I've been blinded by the light of solar being unplayable. I mean, the best deck ever. Anyway, would you say you are mooing? Mods. Do we have mods on this channel? Mods, get Redux. Not enough Sprite. Ape together strong. True! Apes together strong! Oh, why didn't I think of that? I'm not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. I really like Solar because it's full of monkeys. like it's the monkey deck, bro. Like there's 20 monkeys in my spirit deck. Like, I expend. Draw card. 4 tap. You know, great deck. Great deck. It's just awesome. Anyway, let's move on to Rhinosect. Beautiful. Remember to like the stream, by the way. Also, hold on. Did the stream explode? The stream didn't explode, right? I see YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain streaming. But I also see that I have like infinite bitrate. Is the stream good? Is stream good? Are we good, chat? Can you guys let me know? Are we good to continue? If you give a cow a monkey, it's gonna foretell 5. No, it's still going? Okay. Perfect. Still good? Okay, perfect. Perfect. It lagged but came back. All right, perfect. Perfect. Love that. Remember to like the stream if you like Ape Together Strong. So here we have Rhinosect. 30th place. 0-2 drop Rhinosect. My goat. Rhinosect, my goat. So we do see the return of Fire Rhinosect. However, unfortunately, it is not like 8 Fire Rhinosect like it was last time. That deck was awesome. Shout outs to that opponent. We have double Ash Rabbit. I can see it. Try and get your Rhinosects back. Sure. 3 Narpoon, 3 Rabbit, 2 Broomalinks, 3 Catarant, and Frostix, triple Rhinosects, triple Rhinymph, and a Shivaroar. Not really sure what the Shivaroar synergy is, but I know that Rhinosect players have been on that. Yeah, not really sure about that. I think the Nectar of the Gods, sure. But I think if we're going to be playing Nectar, maybe we play the Cryolings instead somewhere in this deck so that we can, you know, Ooga Booga Cryoling. I'm just realizing that there's no Mountain of Boreas in the main, but there is a Shivaroar. Maybe don't do that one. Maybe that one stays in the kitchen. Maybe we don't serve that one to the customers. That one seems a little bit burnt. Yeah. I'm just now seeing the side deck. Oh my god. Alright, so in the side deck we have 7 Spirit sided, including 2 more Flurmine in our Flurmine deck. In our Flurmine deck. 3 Leviathan. I mean, this is just a heinous amount of oversiding spirits. You know, like you already have enough spirits to accommodate these cards. You don't need more. And that's crazy because it's the case for literally every card in the side. Yeah, that disappoints me very much. Please, if you take anything away from these streams, chat, please learn how to build a side deck. It's really not hard. All you have to do is just tell yourself that, like, Trish will jump out of your closet and break your kneecaps if you put more than, like, 2 spirits in a side deck. And if you live by that rule, you will probably end on a better side deck than, like, half of the tournament. Like, please, just take that away. Like, if you learn anything from deck building, just remember, I will jump out of your closet and steal your kneecaps if you put that many spirits in your side deck. And please don't do that just to spite me, please. Yeah, that's the bottom line. All right, here we have 16th place, 3-3 Rhino Scorch. Personally, I'm a big fan of Rhinosect as the preferred way to play Rhinosect, because that shit jump scared me in a tournament, and I've been a changed man ever since. So we got double Eddy, triple Narp, 3 Rabbit, sure. 8 good cards, I like that. 1 little funny elephant, sure. Not mad at that. 1 Emfrostics, sure. Not mad at that. Maybe 2 Emfrostics, but sure. We got the Cryolings, the Cryoverns, Cryoscorch, triple Rhinosect, triple Rhinymph. Seems like a solid dude lineup to me. Then we have Resting and EQ, as well as 2, 4, 6, 8 counter runes. Oh, that's not enough. 8 is not enough. We need more counter runes. Please find space for more counter runes in the main, bestie. Pretty please. I think that maybe we can just take those Nogs out. I don't know. Maybe. Or maybe we take out the Enfrostics Catarine and put those in the side. Or maybe we take out the Edwards. I don't know. But okay. Spirit deck seems fine. It's a little bit tight, but seems fine. The side deck, once again, seems heinous, though. We once again have the comment of triple Dense Fog not needing double Owloon. That is egregious. There's also a Sonicore in here. I was expecting Boombat, because I saw the extra Zaptors. It's not Boombat, it's Sonicore. I also see triple Race to the Top. I can see where the idea is with triple Race to the Top, like when you're playing against Thunder specifically. But if we're gonna do that, why don't we just side Olympus and Yalton anyway? Just use it. Just we could just do that. Like that's an option. We have that right. I mean, like we're not a hostage. We have rights. You know, this is a free country. We can just do that. Like we can do that. So why didn't you do that? Help. Also no Boreas. I think Boreas would be probably better in the Thunder matchup, not gonna lie, than just like playing your own Race to the Tops. But what do I know? I don't know. This player actually landed Sonicore against me. That's awesome. That is very impressive. I love that a lot, actually. Just as much as you guys should love the stream. Go down and click the funny little heart, because I literally just noticed that whenever somebody likes the stream, the chat. So hold on, let me show you guys. Hold on. The YouTube live chat, like if you go and like the stream, like right now, like if you go and like the stream, like little hearts will fly out. Little hearts fly out, and it's really cool. Like, did you guys know that? Because I didn't know that. Because I don't stream on YouTube. I'm a Twitch Andy. But yeah, that's a thing. That's a thing. So cool. Oh, it just happened. Shit. Shit. Do you see it? Do you see the little hearts? Look, chat. Look at the hearts. Look at the look. They're going crazy. Oh, is that what this is? Oh, I'm stupid. Oh, yeah. Keep doing that. Whatever that is, just keep doing that, because it's awesome. That's awesome. Just keep clicking that button, because I see it, and like it makes me happy when I see that button. So keep clicking that button. You can spam it. Yeah, chat, spam the button. Spam the button. It makes me happy. Makes me happy. I like seeing it. My ADHD brain can't handle just looking at deck lists all day. So here we have another Frost Rhinosect, yada yada. 15th place, once again 3-3. Spirit deck, pretty straightforward, nothing too crazy. We see standard 8 good dudes, 1/1. This time they're playing a Frostmite, sure. We see again only 8 counter runes. Please find space for more counter runes. 8 is not enough. It does not feel like enough. That's all. And then in the side deck, we see good ratio, 2 for 1. I'll take it. Double Helios Chariot Ride. That's interesting. I wonder what the matchup that was for. That's interesting. I mean, I like this card. One extra Zaptor for Boom Bats. I think we could have just moved this Zaptor to the main deck, frankly, because then you can re-enchant a rabbit and then play another one in the same game. So that's a slight optimization we can make here. Yeah, not really too much to say. This is a pretty well-built deck list. Only weird thing was Keone, but I think if I recall correctly from last time, somebody told us that Keone was like for stall decks. Like, you play Keone so that you can just stay in the game longer, I think. Ride didn't come up? Okay, heard. I was 15th list. I could have bubbled. Ah, okay. We could have won, but it didn't. And then Ride never came up. Heard. What was Ride there for? Can we get confirmation on what Ride was there for conceptually? Helios goes crazy. Helios does kind of go crazy. I like big fan of Helios. Shoutouts to Team Imperawatt. Shoutouts to Wirtz my goat. Ascend Imperawatt. All right, let's move on. So those are all of our archetypes. Now let's move on to the one-ofs that did not top. Can you play Party Time? The stream is too peaceful. No, because it's not set up for YouTube. Probably for Scorched Land. Heard. All right, so let's take a look at our one-of decks that did not top. 32nd place, we have 03, my goat, Chronodile. Chronodile, my goat, 03 drop. Let's take a look at this. Oh, this is actually kind of an interesting deck list. We got Aphoros, Caprigal, or Capri Sun, Coastalith, my goat, Goatstalith, 1 Drat, 1 Foam, 3 Tadpuff, a Celestlio, 3 Exaltos, Nomodile, P-Gleam, double Ploopkey, a Sandile, 1 Atlantis, 1 Rise from the Depths, double Poseidon, double Tsunami, double Apoyo, double Bowl of Apoyo, double First Light, triple Nog, 3 Ambro, 4 counter runes. Oh, I'm sorry, 6 total counter runes. 12 water, 8 solar, no side deck. This is awesome. Not enough monkey inside. Guards, mods, get that chatter. Take them away. Make them go like the stream. More monkey, please. Yeah, I don't know what to say about this deck list. Not enough counter runes. Maybe a bit of lack of focus. Yeah, I think lack of focus is going to be what I'm going to say. Too many one-ofs. No side deck is probably a mistake. Bow of Apoyo is very funny. No beaters. It's Chronodile, but it also plays like every other Ascension in the world. Yeah, that's all. 27th place, Vault Tempest. Just likes this deck because he isn't siding spirits. True! Actually true. He did not side spirits. Let's go, my goat! Ah, the best way to make me happy about your deck list is not side spirits. Best way to not side spirits, just don't play a side. It's that easy, forehead. Why didn't I think of that? Just don't play a side, then Trish can't yell at you. Awesome. Fantastic. I love that. Wait, Chronodile is an ethereal? There's no way Chronodile is an ethereal. Oh my god, it's an ethereal. Hold on. Which way do I have to move my head? It's an ethereal, look. Look, it's right there. It's an ethereal. Why is every card in this game an ethereal? Why can Exaltus just search half the card pool? That's awesome. Did you know that 5 out of 8 of the spirits are ethereals? Did you even know that spirits had card types? Because I didn't. And then I realized that Exaltos can search all of them. There's so many. Anyway, Vault Tempest is 27th place at 1-3. 1-3 drop. God bless, soldier. This is a Wind Thunder Vault Tempest. Okay, very, very lore accurate, I guess. 3 Bunny, 2 Ella Chicken, 2 Griffuse, and a Vault Tempest. Sure. Double Aeolus, double Zeus. Nemi Sails, P Gusts. So you kind of got your like Wind Nexus engine here, but also just with a Vault Tempest. I don't really hate that. They probably needed more Thunder Dude. Well, no, not if they had the Griffuse. Maybe I think like 3 Griffuse is probably needed if you're gonna play Vault Tempest though. Like two could be okay, but like 3 is probably about right. Because at that point it just feels like you're playing like a bad version of like a normal deck, right? Right. 11 counter runes. Not too many comments here. Probably they could have played more Sorlets, maybe over the Toxions. Or Toxiswarms, rather. Yeah, not too much to comment on here. Maybe cut the Nogs for like some real cards, but yeah, that all seems fine. Spirit deck seems like it's whatever. Maybe we could have fit in one more Leviathan, but other than that, no notes. Side deck, shields on the side, sure. Cryoblast ratio seems fine. Only 1 Spirit sided, that's fine. Double Boom Bat, fine. Arcalith, fine. Quackle, fine. Toxion, fine. Sure. Yeah, not really too much to say. They probably just had a bad run. Not really sure what to say about this. Not too much gleam there. Next is Artifact Box featuring Waspavy. Why give spirit types to non-Alestrals? Maybe they will one day matter. He's got Arcalith despite being win. Hey, Arcalith goes crazy. Arcalith, good card. Let's see. 3/3 Artifact Box. So we have a Wasp Ivy lineup of 3 of the little Wasp Ivy, whose name I don't remember. Is it Psygnectar? I think it's like Psygnectar. That guy. 3 Power Ranger, 2 Ivy, 3 Cybermaul, 3 Heliolith. That's a bit excessive. 3 Lumaru. The first thing I'm gonna say right off the bat as to why this might not have succeeded is I just saw the side deck. Hold on. Give me a second to process before I finish my train of thought. The first thing I was gonna say was that let's do our rule. Remember, you need like 16 to 20 dudes in Alestrals in your main deck, but you cannot count Ascensions towards that total. So let us count the number of dudes that we have. 3, 6, 9, 12. It's always the 12 dude lists. It's always the 12 dude lists. There's no tsunami, no water in here, which is awkward. There's a lot of equipments. There's Guardian of the Fleece. That card, it's okay. Argo, okay. Poison Tunic, okay. There's only 6. I guess there's like 9. I guess it's 12 counter runes. Shit. But they're also situational. I don't know how to feel about this. Oh. Okay. I don't know what to say about this side though. There's 7 Papyros. There's 7 Papyros and a Hephaestus in the side. What am I supposed to say about this? Why is Lustragon here? You need 13 apes. Surely we need 13 apes. And these Papyros could not have found their way in. Also, we do not need Astrabbit or Tsunami. I'm convinced that half of you guys submit deck lists just to get reactions out of me when I review them. I'm convinced that half of you do it. Half of you have to be. Like, am I punked? Where the fuck is Ashton Kutcher? Is he gonna like come bursting down my front door and be like, ah, gotcha? Get punked. It's not gonna happen. But yeah, I think the takeaways from this deck list are not enough dudes. Please don't side that many spirits. It's always the same comments. Like it's always the same comments. I think that we're establishing our returning themes on episode 2 of Angry Man Looks at Deck Lists. Is please play enough dudes so that you don't run out of dudes, and also please do not make your entire side deck spirit. Please actually think that your side deck is important, because it is. Cool. 31st place, 03 drop Draking. That's my goat. I don't even know what to say about this. This actually seems like a pretty decent tracking list. Like, we got, 2 Tuga, 1 dog. Sure. Galaxies, good card. 3 Edward, 3 Drakid, 1 Kuribus, 1 Draking. That ratio could probably use tweaking. 3 Spectrus, not a big fan of Spectrus, but like, sure, you need to buff out the dude count, so I can get behind it. 3 Rockans, so 5 removal spells, sure, like it. Atlantis in this deck is good. 12 counter runes. Honestly, not the worst built deck that we've seen today, frankly. Yeah, this deck list actually looks fine, so they must have had just like a bad run. The only weirdness is the Helios Chariot ride, I think. Only 1 kid should be at least 2, right? Personally, I like 2, but if you're playing triple Drak Kid, then double Draking is potentially unnecessary if you're also playing the Kuribus. So, it's fine. I think the only thing that I would say is that this Flare Mine could have been found in the main deck somewhere, maybe over one of these Owloons, so that you could Frost Enchant a Kuribus if it touches the board. Personally, I just want to play Kuribus. Personally, I just want to play Kuribus. But I think I've seen this list. Is this... Surely that this isn't one of our lists. But, also this kind of feels like a deck list that I would have put together. 2 kid, 2 king better? No, I would just cut the Kuribus for a Draking, personally. And then if you want to play Kuribus, maybe side it. I loaned out to new players at locals. Oh my god. Yeah, I think that it's possible that this is just like a well-built Draking list that a new player just copied and just went 0-3 with. I also think that Draking is not that great. I think the deck is fine, but I don't think it's the best deck in the room. So it's possible that they just got walled out by shit. Very possible. 04. All right, I'm outing this player. This is Dimax. This is Dimax. It's MVT's list. Wait, this is Joseph? Was this Joseph? Oh, no. He had lava. Okay. All right, so this is Dimax. This is Flammoth, my goat. I don't know what to say about Flammoth, my goat, other than that this deck is awful. No amount of playing well could ever save Flammoth. God knows I've tried. God knows I have tried. One comment I will have is that this is probably not a very good Flammoth list. Because it's playing Drops of Leaf. That card's awful. Please, I don't know where the Drops of Leaf Brainwardens is coming from, but please don't play that card. That card is dog shit. Objectively, this card is bad. Findust is cute. I can get behind Findust. But yeah, I think that this could have benefited from more counter runes, potentially, to maybe, keep your board state alive just long enough to, actually summon the Flammoth. But, it's still Flammoth. Flammoth is, impossible. The first person who makes Flammoth work, I will buy you a Subway cookie. I will buy you a Subway cookie if you top a Flammoth, because this deck is awful. And God knows I have tried to make it not awful. This deck just sucks. It's so bad. So the secret lore here is that I tried very difficultly to help my teammates in Elestriad Season 2 to get someone on Flamemoth, because we were very down bad for cards, like in archetypes that we could play for our Firecasters. And we tried so hard to think of something that was not a Helios, like OTK combo type deck. And I kept coming back to Flamemoth. So for 7 weeks, I spent an unholy amount of time trying to teach Joey Pokey-Aim and Shady Penguin how to Flamemoth. And the conclusion I came to was that this deck just sucks. Like no amount of like correct play or optimal play can save this deck. Because by the time you get the Flamemoth on the board, you do not have enough spirits to make it worth having a Flamemoth on the board. One day Flamemoth will be a broken card. However, that day is not soon. There's a medication for that. There's a medication for a lot of things, and unfortunately I'm not on enough of them. Alright, 28th place. 1-3. Burn Mill. Every round went to game 3. Round 1 I lost a misplay. Round 2 I lost a triple Ambro versus no Ambro. Round 3 I had a gamble on a topping list. So round 4 I got waxed by Earth. Very tragic. I'm very proud of you, Dimax. However, Flamemoth is unsavable. Anyway, back to 28th place, 1-3 Burn Mill. Is that Barabib and Barabog? I'm gonna be so real, I don't even know what they do. Hold, please. Hold, please. We are doing the research and investigative part of the stream. While I am research and investigating, please like the stream, because I get depressed when you don't click the like button. It make me very sad. Please click like. I worked very hard on Stream Man. Don't you want Streamer Man to be happy? I know the answer to that question is no, but please lie to me and say that the answer is yes. Okay, Barabib. When you cast an Invoke rune with Earth, your opponents must burn. This effect can be activated up to 4 times in a turn. When you cast Mudslide, go Barabog. What does Barabog do? When opponent casts a card without Earth Water, they must expend. Is there an Earth Slide? There's 3 Mudslide. Okay, so we're playing Barabib Barabog. Sure. We're playing 1 of the little funny Boulder Turtle. 2 Clovey. Is that Scavengem? Scavengem, Tectaurus, Vesuvituga, Blazerus, Humbust, Cinder, and Necrops. Okay, so let me count the Ascensions real quick, and let's see if this follows the rule. 2, 4, 5, with 22 dudes. That's 17. That's within range. That's a good number. I like that. However, unfortunately, the caveat to the rule is that the other 17 dudes have to be good. And unfortunately, we chose to put Cinder and Humbust in this deck. Also, there's Mudslides. Then looking at the runes, I think the runes are really where this deck starts to fall apart, to be honest. This deck kind of cute, not amazing, but it might be fun. Yeah, I was just kind of thinking that. Like they're definitely cooking, but they just didn't play any counter runes. Their counter runes are Follow the Wisps at 2, a Charon's Obol, a Pandora's Box, and a shield. 1 shield, by the way. So the only real back row in this deck is 1 shield. There's also 2 Ambrosia, 2 Godel Apple of Discord. Oh, this deck list is psychotic. I don't even know what to say about this. Like, I'm trying to process it, like, mentally. This is like there's a concept here that I don't hate. Unfortunately, this deck is just very badly built. Yeah, it's for the Draking matchup. Oh, I see. We play the 1 shield for the 1 of Draking. Yep. Okay, I see the vision. Yeah, unfortunately, this deck is just very poorly built. I don't really know what to say there. I think that this deck would benefit a lot from having actual counter runes. But like, there's a cute little idea here. This is cool. Like, I like the idea. So if you're in chat, keep cooking, but maybe remember the spice next time. Remember to put the sauce into the dish, because it is very bland. Now this is the content that I came here for. 26th place, 1-3 Bears. Bears my goat. Let's go, Kevin. Bears best deck. All right, let's take a look at this. We got 1 Lavalith, 1 Fire Dog, 2 Small Tuga. I actually like that ratio. 1 Fire Dog for 2 Small Tuga with actual Earthseer here as their main search target. I like that. Okay. 3 Earth Coat. I don't know which one is the Mystic Tomato. Is this Earth Coat? There's no Earth Scout in here, right? Yeah. 2 Astrabbit. I'm gonna strangle you. 2 Abominursa. Sure. Triple Edwards. Triple Don't Poke. Sure. Triple Jays, triple Tip, triple Tsunami, double Shield, double Helios, Charium Ride. I don't think we need Charium Ride. Charium Ride kind of bad. No Earthquake also seem kind of bad. Yeah, but dude lineup good except for only 2 Astrabbit. Please stop doing this. Please just play the 3rd for God's sake. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Honestly, the Spirit deck seems fine. I think that they could have, like, fit in another Zaptor, another Astrabbit, and then they could have, like, fit in an Earthquake and 2 Atlas. But, like, Spirit deck seems fine. The side deck is where this feels really weird. Siding extra Zaptor. Well, the extra Zaptor makes sense because there should be a Zaptor in here anyway. Extra Leviathan makes a little less sense. And then we side into fucking 5s with triple Galaxy, double Mustation. I don't hate the Galaxy side in for Draking. That part's fine. But the Magia Ursa is a bit deranged. And double Follow the Wisps. Double the Follow the Wisps is insane, but I see where they're cooking. Where it's like, oh, you follow the Wisps into my Earthseer and then I don't poke you. I guess. Sure. Sure. You think Trish just leaves his body if he sees a side deck of a 3rd Astrabbit and a bunch of spirits? Yes. I would absolutely have an out-of-body experience. I would like just like a Looney Tunes character. Like I would be like Wile E. Coyote, just straight up through the ceiling, just boom, straight through my hat, and it would just like kind of spin and float and just like drop back down into the chair. It'd be very comical, not very fun to experience though. Moving on to Water. That's just the name, Water, baby. Oh God, it's Coastalith! Coastalith Barrowbog! Ah! What the How is this Coastalith Barrowbog deck exclusively titled, I don't know, just Water? There is both Coastalith and the Barrowbog in this deck, and the name we came up with for it was Water. I think that's genuinely the most frustrating thing. It's not even a problem with the deck list yet. It's just that Law didn't name this anything other than Water. Coastalith my goat. Yeah, this is Coastalith my goat. All right, let's take a look at this. So we get double Barrowbog, double Coastalith. Lots of Coastalith brainworms going around the past couple weeks. Not really sure where that's from. I think that might be a Swolax brain rot leaking into the community with his whole Coastalith Jedi mind trick bit. So we got double Boggers, double Lithers, some standard Water dudes, some Drats, some Edwards, some Foamies. Foamy, very good card, by the way. I think that card is extremely underrepresented right now. 3 whale, 3 bunny. Let's count how many dudes this is if you take out the ascensions. So this is 14 dudes without ascension. That is a bit low, so that's probably a little bit of an issue there. We have... Is that Scythe of Demeter? Oh, I guess they're playing Argo. I guess Argo onto Whale and Scythe of Demeter. I guess. I think I remember seeing this pop up somewhere else too. So I don't know what was in the water this week. There's just some shit. 2 Ambrosia is a choice. Triple Nog is probably a bit excessive. Rise from Atlantis is probably also a bit excessive. Let's see. 2 for 9 counter runes total. 2 of them are Argo. Yeah, that's probably not great. Okay. I mean, they're cooking. Sure. Let's take a look at the Spirit deck. Spirit deck seems fine, frankly. Probably too much Earth, considering that we're only playing Barret, Bog, and Scythe of Demeter is the only cards that require Earth. So probably too much Earth. So looking at these spirits, these could have definitely come down into the main. This one's deranged. Double Owloon for double Dense Fog. That's... Oh, well, I guess there's also Rock and a Hard Place, but, like, that's still too much. And a Vapyro for burn. I guess we're afraid of eruption. Okay. Okay, sure. 2 Necklace. I like Necklace. Necklace for Argo is pretty good. The random 1 of Shield for the 1 of Draking, of course. 2 Ambrose isn't that egregious? Yeah, it's not that egregious, but I think that it's a little bit egregious right now, considering that, like, what else are you gonna play? Like, I think double Ambro, like, not being that egregious, I think that it becomes egregious in the sense that, like, well, if you're playing a deck that's only running 2 Ambrosia, you've probably overcooked somewhere. Probably. But, like, I don't know. I've definitely attempted to campaign for Ambrosia as a bad card, and we shouldn't play it before. So, I don't know. I've definitely been on some bullshit with that card before, so I can see it. 20th place, 2/4 Waspavy. Okay, let's take a look at this. This just looks like Earth Nexus, but with Wasp Ivy in it. I'm not gonna lie, that honestly isn't that bad, but there's no Viscerus in here. I do like the idea of Sprouter. I do think that Sproutier is, like, not that bad. Or is that, say, Timber? I'm not sure which is which. The searcher for the artifacts, not too bad. I don't hate that. I think this guy's good. He's a 5. I do hate that it's Bag of Winds and not Golden Fleece, and that we are still siding Golden Fleece. Can somebody please tell me if there's a card that specifically Bag of Winds beats that Golden Fleece does not for Wasp Ivy? Because to the best of my knowledge, there is not one. Like, to the best of my knowledge, they do literally... Like Golden Fleece covers everything Bag of Winds would cover. At least to the best of my knowledge. I do think that maybe we're not playing enough dudes, though, because this is 17 dudes, and 4 of them are Ascensions, so this is really 13 dudes. Vertilith in the main seems a little bit insane. Double Dense Fog in the main is also deranged, frankly. But they do demonstrate that they do know the theory, because it's double Dense Fog in the main for 1 Owloon, and double Owloon for triple Viscerus, or not Viscerus, Spectrus in the side. So they are demonstrating some mastery of the concept of which dude take which spirit, but also there's 6 spirits in the side, and I want to punch drywall. So you know, classic. 1 Argo also makes me, like, want to tear my eyes out. But overall, I think that with some slight tweaks, this could be a very good like Wasp Ivy list. So I'm not mad at it. I'm a little mad at it, but like not that mad at it. Like I could be more mad about it. Golden Fleece means that they have to beat over it twice if it gets eddied, right? Correct. If it gets eddied, then they would have to beat over it twice. Because Edward does not target, so Bag of Winds does not protect it from an Edward. I think with a little bit of tweaking that this could be a really solid list. I think I would like make this into Golden Fleece. I think that Argos should probably replace the Dense Fogs in the main. Cut the Spectruses, probably fix whatever the hell is going on in here. Like, fix all of this. Tsunamis could maybe work their way into the mains. Visceruses could as well. You probably don't need the Floy Forests, frankly, in this main deck. You can maybe side them. Vertilis can definitely go to the side. Yeah, maybe you could even like. I think that Wasp Ivy is actually the perfect candidate for smoke screening. Where I think that you could like lead as a Wasp Ivy deck and then smoke screen back into like vanilla Earthbeat to get people deciding correctly against you. I think this is like the one deck in the game where like I feel like that is a very legitimate strategy. Where you can like present as one archetype and then smoke screen to the other. I think that is something that I don't think we've seen too often from Wasp Ivy players, and I would like to see a bit more of that, personally. Is this Swolax? I think this is 19th place, 2-3 Fungide or Follow the Wisp, Bronto Wisp deck. Sure. Let's go. Double Ash Rabbit, triple no, not triple Bronto Wisp. Sorry, my glasses are playing tricks on me. One Bronto Wisp, triple Fungide, double Kinleo, one Lavalith, triple Necruff, 3 Rumacole, 3 Edward, double Stoke the Forge, triple Volcanic Forge, triple Follow the Wisps. Okay. Double Nog, 9 or 8 real counter runes. This is little psycho. And by a little I mean extremely psycho. 1 in the hell. Is that Sharon's Obel? This one's Swole. Swole, what in the hell are you cooking? The rabbits are in the side. I feel like Swole was cooking, but I actually don't think he cooked long enough. I think he needed to cook on this a little bit longer, because this seems a little underbaked. I'm not gonna lie, because I feel like I have a better Bronto Wisp list somewhere just in the wings. Frankly. Yeah, I think that this is like maybe a little bit underdeveloped. The side, very psycho. No Tsunami is insane, especially for a deck that's playing a lot of really tiny dudes. That's just kind of insane. Sharon's Obel is funny, but probably not good. The Ass Rabbit should definitely be in the main. I don't really feel like that needs to be like clarified. But yeah, I think Swole was trolling a little bit. Hated this list in 5 minutes the night before. That sounds about right. He forgot all the good fire cards. He didn't forget all the good fire cards. He also just forgot all the good cards in general. Like Ass Rabbit's down here. Altar is down here. Tsunami is nowhere to be seen. Argo is down here. All like his entire his entire side deck should be in the main. Frankly. So shout out Swollex. Anyway, 12th place, 4-2 is change position. I have always said that this is one of the scariest decks in the format. I'm just not. I am convinced that this deck is just underrepresented. Like, this deck is very scary. Because every dude in their deck is just removal. Like, every dude just kills stuff. So we got 3 Mudward, 3 Edward, 3 Veritaqua, 3 Verituka, 3 Bunny, 2 Boom, and 3 Pig. We got 12 standard counter runes, plus 3 Nog, 3 Ambro, EQ Laurels. Very, very solid deck list. Nothing to say about it. Like, that's so straightforward, so easy. Love it. Perfect. Awesome. The side deck is where this gets a little bit messy, but again, you know, it's not the worst side deck I've ever seen. 1 Flare Mine for 2 Cryoblast, the mandatory 2 Vapyro for the Lavalith double Necruff. Sure. Triple Galaxy, like it. Sure. Triple Viscerus, sure, like it. Yeah, no notes really. This seems like a fine deck list. You know, maybe too many dudes on the side. Maybe we could fit in some more runes, like, for situations. But honestly, this seems fine. This seems solid. You know, no notes. No notes here. Pretty good. Seems like they just bubbled out. All right, moving on to top 8. Here's the breakdown. We have 2 of the number 5s, and to the best of my knowledge, they both made finals. 2 of the Earth Nexus. So Earth Nexus back to topping after a weird absence last time. 1 Artifact Box, 1 Scorpion Burn. No clue what Scorpion Burn is. 1 Thunder, and a Vol Tempest. So 4 unique decks, 4 double, and then the other 4 decks are 2 decks that have 2 each. So pretty diverse, but also not too unexpected either. Let's take a look at the first top 8 list, which is Artifact Box. So right away, this is kind of interesting. This is kind of like the Wasp Ivy list in a way, but then also playing some good cards. It's playing 3 of the, I think that's September Sproutier, not sure which. Again, I was saying that I like this card. But then it's also kind of playing like standard Earth Nexus dudes, which, you know, I like that. And then both of the whales. We have, oh no. Oh no. It's my worst nightmare. It's literally just the acknowledgement that, hey, the whales are crazy. Like, whales good. Like, this is actually nightmare fuel for me. So 6 whales. And then 3 Cybermaw. Cybermaw, I feel like, is probably the worst card in this deck, frankly. Like looking at this looks like this would be the worst card in this deck. Huh. Okay. But, you know, I get it. I get it. 1 Demeter is probably not enough. Maybe we could have played 2 Cybermaw and then the second Demeter just so that we have it more consistently for the Equilinx. But maybe Equilinx is just nexusing off of Scythe. I guess I could see that. Sure. Double Scythe of Demeter for the whales. Underneath, imagine you swing at a whale. And then your opponent Argos for Scythe of Demeter onto their whale. It becomes an 8, and then it starts healing Earth. That's psychotic. Like, that's evil. That's messed up. So, you know, cool little synergy there. Argo has recently been kind of making the rounds again as a card that's, like, seeing play. I got 3rd with an Argo fire deck at the Case tournament. That felt good there. So Argo kind of picking up steam again. Cool. Shout out to Argo. 5 artifacts is deranged, though. Also, 5 artifacts, no Heliolith anywhere is... that to me is weird. Like, I think if you're going to play this many artifacts, I feel like you would want 1 or 2 Heliolith. But, you know, what do I know? Like what do I know? Looking at the side, like the spirit deck looks pretty straightforward. The spirit deck seems fine. Looking at the side, though, we have Pandasins. I have no clue what Pandasin can even recover in this deck. There's 3 tornadoes here. 2 more Guardian of the Fleece. 2 PTAs, so it's like 2, so 4, 6, 9, 10 real background. It seems a little light, but I guess. Double Edward. This deck just mystifies me, but like it seems overall like well built enough to where I guess I get it. Like I see how it could top, because like clearly there's some level of consciousness here, but like I don't know. This to me is a little deranged, but congrats to them. Top 8, Earth Nexus. Yeah, I mean, damn, this sure is Earth Nexus. 9 or 8 of the usual dudes. No Moss Station, interestingly enough. 3 Edward. 3 Demeter is another interesting derivation that we see. Normally the 2 Demeter is the one that is performing better, but 3 I guess is fine as well. 12 standard counter runes. The Ambrosias, Foys, sure. No real notes here. We found space for main deck Lavalith. Cool. I like it. Spirit deck seems great. Love Spirit deck. Side deck seems fine, you know. The Mudlet, 3rd Mudlet and 3 Vertilith might be a bit excessive. But this might be one of the first side decks that we've seen that's used all 15 slots effectively. So, I like that. Where's the Cryspore? I don't know. I think that Cryspore actually could have slotted in over like one of these Vertiliths or the 3rd Mudlet, frankly. Yeah, I mean, this seems fine. It seems pretty good. No real notes. It's Earth Nexus. Top 8. Okay, so what in the hell is Scorpion Burnt? Oh, dear God, what is this? What are they cooking? Oh, and this is another Argo deck as well. Oh, my God. So we play 5 Scorpions. I understand that. Okay. 3 Rabbit, 3 Elichick. Sure. 2 Zeus. Hephaestus. Is this Hephaestus's first top? Can we get a lore master in on this? Is this the first time Hephaestus is like properly top something? Brulog, my goat. Oh, this is Brulog? Oh, it is Brulog. Yo, Shaz Brulog. This is crazy. Double Kinleo. Kinleo, my goat. Big fan of... I was talking to Josh about this in like Kinleo decks, that like Hephaestus actually seems pretty good in a deck that's playing Kinleo, so... Artifact Burn was super cool. Yeah, this deck is like neat. Double Ash Rabbit, like that. 3 Necruff, solid. No notes here. Dude lineup seems good. I would have probably found space for the Lavalith in the main, but sure, no notes. Double Thunderbolt of Zeus is deranged, but I get it. Because they swing, you get big, they die, and then you burn them. Double Poison Tunic is interesting. That's not Necklace of Harmonia, but sure, I get it. I think I would prefer Necklace of Harmonia over Tunic, because then your dude sticks around. And then you can Nexus off with Kinleo. But I think this does burn damage, so maybe that was just more on theme for them. Triple Altar, not a super fan of Altar in these like Argo decks, but I guess they're playing some Divine, so it works out. 3 Argo, obviously. 3 Gaze, and that's really all the counter runes they needed. But I guess with all the burn they're doing, I guess they didn't really need counter runes. They just kind of like burned out the opponent and just said, it's not gonna matter. So I can get behind that. Side deck, Earthquake in the side, not a fan of that. I would have found space for this in the main. Arcoliths in the side as well, so we're kind of siding into like an Uncolith deck a little bit, and then siding more of the counter runes, more of the staples. Sure. I think that, like, post-side, this deck just turns into Earth Nexus, which is awesome. Love that for them. Yeah. That deck's awesome. I love that. Here we go with top 8 Thunder. Oh, my God. All I can see is the side deck. What in the fuck is that? Is that smoke screen into Draking Thunder? What the hell? What in the hell, man? Come on. Oh, you can't do me like this. Oh, whoever cooked this is a genius. I don't even know what to say. That's awesome. Alright, they got like 10 counter runes in their deck total. They got Arcoliths, Edwards, you know, standard like Thunder dudes, plus a Jinzo, like shout out Sonic Horror. Probably a little bit heavy on the dudes and maybe like not heavy enough on the counter runes. I am just mystified by the fact that the side is just what it is. Really, the only notes I would say is find space for laurels and EQ. But, like, what in the hell is going on in your side, dog? That's awesome. I think that this is, like, the one exception to the, like, don't side a bajillion spirits rule is when you just straight up change decks mid-tournament. Like, you just straight up, there's just like, that was a bad matchup. I'm going to play Draking this game. I think in these unique cases is when it becomes acceptable to side this many spirits, but this is also deranged. Like, this is just deranged. Like, pure psychopath energy. Only loss in Swiss was to artifact box deck the top. That's incredible. The most successful Draking deck doesn't even main it. Draking, no, my deck, my Draking is so bad. Oh, that's awesome. Earth Nexus, is that Sandstorm? Is that 12 card side? What in the hell? Okay, hold please. This is Earth Nexus with all of our usual suspects. Plus Sandstorm. What does this card even do? For each Celestial that is not Earth Enchanted, return it to its opponent's hand if it is in defense position. Otherwise, change it to defense position. Until the end phase, those Celestials cannot change position. With triple Tsunami in the main. So I suppose the idea is that you play against a deck that is not water or earth, and you Tsunami them, or you alter them, and you put all of their dudes into defense, and then you say, the storm is sandy, bye-bye, and then you, like, them back to the hand, and then you play Earth Nexus for a turn, and you go pew pew pew, and then you do it again next turn, I suppose. And then we get to the side deck. And the side deck has 3 Sandstorm, or not, I just said Sandstorm. We have 3 Edward to combo with our Sandstorms. 3 Moonbat. 3 Circle the Sky! With no receivers other than Astravit. And I suppose Boombat, if you count it as a receiver. And 3 Shield. And guess what, chat? It's a 12-card side deck. They got top 4. Yippee! I don't even know what to say about that one. That one's very impressive. Shout out to this caster. I mean, this is just 1. This is psychotic, and they should be locked up. 2. This is awesome. Love that. Awesome. Mudlet 2. Yeah, I unfortunately I see the vision. Unfortunately, I get it. Like, you just put their dudes in defense and just Sandstorm them away and say bye-bye. Have a great time. But also, you're playing Earth Nexus. If Sandstorm is ever returning more than 1 dude, there's a problem. Like something has gone horrifically wrong if this card is ever getting value in Earth Nexus. Like, that is strictly the issue with Sandstorm. Is that Earth Nexus is so good at controlling the board that it doesn't need Sandstorm. So now I'm starting to wonder, is like, was this player, like, intentionally giving their opponent the board and just, like, drawing and passing for, like, a turn or two? And it's like, oh, yeah, I'll Tsunami, put everything in defense. I'll Sandstorm it. Okay, I'll take the board now. I went, like, +3. So confused when I played them. I popped Sandstorm with Equilings. I knew I was going to win. See, if I popped a Sandstorm with an Equilings, I would sit there and say, oh, I'm losing. They are on the forbidden text. They have seen the dark knowledge that I could never even comprehend. Like, that is dark voodoo magic. I would just say I'm losing. No, me personally. Top 4, we got Jack with the Vol Tempest deck. And I was right! I was right! Oh my god, I feel so smart. Earlier we were discussing Vol Tempest. If you go back in time, go back in the stream, and you'll see that I said, I feel like Vol Tempest wants to play 3 Griffuse. You know, I feel like you want to play 3 so that you ascend into it and you see the Vol Tempest more often. Look, there's 3 Griffuse in the deck. Also, this is actually something that is really smart that I like. So earlier I was talking about Foamy, where I was saying I think Foamy is just a really good card right now. Here's what I think that they were doing. I think they were thunder enchanting whenever they summoned off of Foamy. Because if you look at the dudes that they're playing, they got big defense, but they're also the dudes that become big offense. And then you thunder enchant them, and they're just a big wall, and then you send into Griffuse, and then look at that, a Vol Tempest. So that's what I would assume is going on here, and that seems very, very smart. I like that a lot. I've considered doing it for Solar as well. Yeah, no notes, excellent. I see the vision. Let's see, 12 counter runes, that's good, plus Earthquake Laurels, that's good. 14 staple runes. 3 Zeus, probably under normal circumstances, I would say, you know, that seems excessive, but in specifically Vol Tempest, I think that's fine. 1 Olympus seems fine, I guess, to play Field Spell Wars. Maybe that could have just been the 3rd Ambrosia. Personally, I would just play the 3rd Ambrosia in the main, and then just side both of the Olympuses, personally. I mean, that's just me, though. Yeah, I mean, this seems pretty solid. 16 dudes plus 4 Ascension seems about right. That is the correct ratio. We finally hit an Ascension deck that has the right ratios. Spirit deck, perfect. All the spirits are in the Spirit deck. None of them are being sided. And we've got the correct ratios too. Triple Cryoblast for 1 Flare Mine. Perfect. Love it. Yeah, no notes. This is awesome. Very good. Very well built deck. Jolton, no stadium main is hype. Oh, yeah. I guess that's fair. I guess I didn't pay attention to Jolton being there. It was a yellow card blended into the background. So yeah, I would play Jolton with no Olympus and just make him bug out. Yep. That's my conclusion there. That's my conclusion there. Jolton, just play it, no effect. And frankly, this happens a little bit too often on Lestrals. You play a dude, you don't declare their effect, you just play a dude that usually has an effect. People will just gaze it. You didn't say that you were using the effect. You just said, I'll play Jolton. And they'll be like, oh yeah, I'll gaze. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm sitting there with no targets. It's like, all right, hey, yeah, that's fine. I didn't declare it. Sure. So, remember to make sure your opponent actually declares the effects. This is 5s. 5s. Let's take a look at 5s. Oh dear God. Turn Tails, are you in chat? I saw you in chat earlier. You know what I'm gonna say. You know what I'm gonna say. Be prepared to defend yourself. Moss Station, sure, good. Viscera's good. Eddie, good. Whale, good. Other Crab, good. 1 Veritaqua, sure. 3 Bunny, sure. 2 Bat Boom, fine. 2 Spectrus, sure. Let's see, 3, 6, 10 counter runes. That's a little light, but it's 5, so whatever, sure. Double Cryoblast for the mirror, sure. Double Nog, sure. Okay. That's fine. Spirit deck. 2 Owloon for the Spectruses, sure. Like that. 1 Flare Mine, sure. A little bit greedy with the 2nd Flare Mine in the side with the extra Cryoblast, but sure. Looking at the side, though. First of all, it's 14 cards. Second of all, why in the hell is there Cinder? Why in the hell is there Cinder in your side deck? I need you to explain. What does that card even do? This is, again, I'm going to have to go and Google these cards. Because what are these cards even? Cards. You explain, I Google. That is the trade here. What is Cinder? Cinder. When Cinder receives 1 or more fire, your opponent mills... It's a Lumaroo! It's a bad Lumaroo! It's bad fire Lumaroo! I can't get over the fact that it's Lumaroo with 2 less attack. Why is this here? Why is this not the first time we've seen Cinder today either? Like, is there some like Cinder psyop? Has Cinder poisoned the water supply to make you all want to put Cinder in your deck? Like, what is going on? Like, have I missed something? Mill the Ash Rabbit, Foretell, Forehead. I didn't need the 2 Lunar Spirits, but the Cinder was in case of Solar Foretell. I didn't come against him once. Okay. I have a question. How are you triggering the Cinder on their turn? There's no altar in this deck. Maybe we should just lay this out since I'm the solar guy, right? If you play against Foretell Solar and they activate First Light, they get the card they put on top of their deck in that same turn. It doesn't sit there. You're gonna First Light for like a cow, and then Apollo effect, and then you add it to your hand. You put the card in your hand. It doesn't stay on the deck. It goes to the hand. Just doesn't seem the vision. I do not see the vision, unfortunately. I don't see the card goes to the hand. I know that's not the words that's printed on the First Light, but the card goes in your hand. You put the card on top of the deck, and then you foretell it, and you say, "Oh my God, how did that get there? I guess I'll take that one." And then you put it in your hand, and then you play Cinder, and then you mill Poison Tip Arrow. I have much confusion and concern. Listen, it seemed good in my head at the time. I see. You might be cooking. You could be cooking with it, but maybe in a deck that plays Altar. Like a Fire Nexus with Altar? Valid consideration. Thank you for giving me the idea. When Foretell Cow Solar becomes best deck, I will consider this as a side option in my Fire Nexus deck. Until such a time, mods, which we don't have. You're very lucky we don't have mods, but congratulations on getting second. Now moving on to the spiciest of sauces. First place, fives. Well, it's fives. Actually, this is kind of an interesting fives. This is race to the top fives. Okay, I can get behind this. This is not boring fives. This is my Elestriad Season 2 deck. like this is basically the deck that I built for Elestriad Season 2. Just like constructed instead of like draft. So like I get this. This makes sense. The Thunder and the Water go pretty well together. Play all the good water dudes. 3 Edward, 3 Whale, 3 Crab Whale. 1 Lavalith because he's good. 3 Bunny because it's Bunny. 3 Elichick because it searches Zeus, so it's a 7. 3 Yalton because it sets up Race to the Top. Sure. 9 counter runes. Again, probably a little bit light, but I mean, we're main decking a lot of removals, so it's a little bit tight. Yeah, I mean, that seems fine. I think we could have maybe afforded like space for more back row, but clearly we didn't need it. Spirit deck looks extremely good. Very good. Yeah, no notes. No sided spirits means good spirit deck. Congratulations. You did the thing. You did the thing. You proved the point. The theory has been proven. Look, chat. Look, VOD watchers. YouTube VOD watchers. Look. They did the thing and they won. That we put out the theory that spirit inside mean bad side. Therefore, look at side. Look side over there. Look at side. Side no have spirit. Side win. Side good deck. Good. Look. Good. Victory. Yippee. Siding heal dudes, I guess, for time in the round and also just to like stall out with. Hate you, but sure. 3 boom bat. 1 Atlantis is a bit deranged, but I can see it for like the Thunder Mirror, like so that you boost all your water dudes. Makes sense. 2 Cryoblast, sure. 3 Shield, sure. I like it. This is just Thunder 5s. Seems pretty good. Frankly, no notes. The only interesting like comment I think I have here is that there's no Arcalith. I do think Arcalith is like a little troll, but also like that card is so scary. Like half the time I lose to Thunder, it's just because they slap down an Arcalith for 5 spirits and they poke me with it, and I don't have a response that turn. And it's like, oh, I guess I die. Okay. So yeah, conclusions, questions, comments, concerns, reactions, chat. Can we get some reactions? Like I want to press the funny button. Can we get some party times in here? Can we get some party times? Can we get some loves? Can you like the stream or something, please? Please. I want the reactions. My ADHD is acting up. I was gonna run Arcalith, but I don't know any. This was the app tournament. You can't get me with that twice. You can't get me with that twice. Only once. I will only fall for that the one time. I've lost the thing. Hold on, I've lost the thing. Please more react. I want to see more react. Please spam the react thing. App tournament moment. It's fine. They were just practicing for IRL. Right. Surely they were just practicing for IRL. But yeah, I think that this is provided some insight. I think the takeaways. Hold on, where's my funny notepad? I do not have a funny notepad. Oh no, I found the funny notepad. Okay, perfect. Hold please. We're pulling up funny notepad. Okay, funny notepad. Let's do some takeaways. Takeaways. I would say overall, better side decks were built. There were less times I wanted to push drywall. So better sides. Also, some new decks popped up. Artifact, etc. popped up. Can't believe that happened. That's new. Like, cool. Maybe this is a new archetype we'll see more often. Artifact deck. Cool. Sub point on that is that Argo good? Question mark. Argo good. Saw a lot of Argo this tournament. Interesting to note. I recently played Argo and did pretty well with it, so Argo may be finding its way back into the meta. 5's doing well. 5's good. Very unfortunately, 5's good. Boo. 5's. I can turn you to the good word of Argo Solar Nexus. Yeah, you can actually, because that was actually the first build of Solar Nexus that I liked, and then I switched off of it. Shield is bad. What I learned? Shield bad. I do think shield bad is a common reoccurring theme. Shield bad. Let's see. Any more Cinder side deck? Oh, right. Cinder question mark. Cinder. Another key points of weaknesses. The same issues as before. Too few dudes for Ascension decks. Too few dudes is a problem where people are counting the Ascensions as dudes and they should not be in Ascension decks. I've just made a little up arrow. Also, siding spirits, please God help me. Siding spirits, please get better about this. Please stop siding so many spirits, so help me God. Oh yes, also Flammoth bad. Flammoth. Sorry, Dimax. Love you, buddy. Flammoth bad. Cool. Yeah, I think that about sums it up. So pretty cool little tournament. I really like seeing the artifact deck. I'm really wondering which deck I was supposed to be punching drywall over. I feel like there was like maybe a couple, but like I'm not sure which one they wanted to. Oh, Coastalith the goat. Yeah, lots of Coastalith brainworms. Excuse me. Coastalith? Not really sure why Coastalith is suddenly popping up. Also we saw a lot of Follow the Wisps. Follow the Wisps. Not really sure why there was a lot of Follow the Wisps this event. One other note that I would make is that Foamy good outside of water. Foamy good outside water. Yeah, Foamy good outside of water. 15's best deck. Nobody played 15's. That was very upsetting. Sub 15 card side is optimal. True, actually. Circle the Sky, best card in the game. Gynorin's bad. 40 Solar, Celestial Callet. Got it. Thanks, Trish. No! 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 How did you... No! Mods! Fuck! No, we don't have mods. Law... Is Law in chat? Can we get mods? Can we get mods to just start, like... annihilating the chatters, please? Thank you. He hasn't unlocked the card yet. Speaking of unlocking the cards, remember to back the Clash Kickstarter. I keep forgetting to back it, but I will be doing so. So maybe we'll get some Clash content one of these days. Yeah, remember to like the stream. I think that's about all for us today. Yeah, that's the end of the slide deck. I don't have more content. I do have my Clash box. I'm not gonna be opening that on this channel. I might open that over on my channel on Twitch. So yeah, that might happen. Not sure. I might just open it in silence and then post it on Twitter. Not sure. The list is for your drywall. You're welcome. Pain. I'll stick with 14 inside. Didn't even realize I was missing a card. Pain. Suffering. All right, get out of here. Go like the stream. Go have a good rest of your night. Go do something else. I'm going to go order food.